Hey everyone and welcome back to VFXY once again. So in today's video we are going to see how we can use MegaLights inside Unreal Engine. Yes, so today's video is going to be a very interesting video and we are going to see how we can enable MegaLights and how we can use it inside our project. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, as you can see over here, I am having a basic scene setup where I'm having a text of MegaLights UE 5.6. If you want to know more about text, you have to comment down below. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do lit mode over here. I am not having any kind of light, that's why it's black. So what I'm going to do, I'm going over here in lights and I'm going to add a rect light, and if you can see, I'm having a pretty decent lighting setup. And if needed, I'm going over here, might be I can do it 20 like this, and also I can push it back if needed, and also if needed I can increase attenuation radius as well. And if you can see, I'm having my shadows, it's getting faded, but if you can see, I'm having a very sharp line. Can you see that? Right, so this is not the way I want my shadow. So here my MegaLights will come handy. So what I will do, how I can enable that MegaLight. So you have to go to edit and you have to go to project setting, and you need to take care about few things. I'm going down and probably I will go to rendering, and in rendering I will go until I find my GI, which is global illumination. You have to make sure your global illumination is set to lumen and your reflection method is set to lumen as well. If needed, you can change reflection capture resolution, but for now I'm using 2048. And also you need to check use hardware ray tracing when available is checked on or not. Once this is done, now here comes the magic. Here I am having an option called direct lighting, because MegaLight is a new way of calculating lights and shadows. Like MegaLights always works on direct light. Direct light means if I'm having a light source and light is emitting from that source and hitting directly on my surface or any kind of surface, so that light will be known as direct lighting. And if light is falling on this surface or any particular surface and bouncing it back, then that light will be known as indirect lighting. So MegaLight always works on direct lighting. This is what I'm assuming, right? So again, I'm going to switch on MegaLight, but I want to show you something. Like if I'm going over here, if you can see, my shadows are like this without using MegaLights. But when I'm going to switch on my MegaLights, can you see how my shadows are getting distributed? It's getting softer and softer and it's looking more believable. Can you see that? Let me show it one more time. If I'm going to switch off, can you see my lights are very sharp, and if I'm going to switch on, my shadows are getting softer and softer, right? So this is the magic of MegaLight. And also with MegaLight, I'm going to switch on ray trace shadows because it will give me a little bit better shadows, you know. So this is something I am having. Also MegaLight is very handy when it comes to optimization. Suppose that you are having a scene where having multiple lights and every light is overlapping each other, so their MegaLight will come very handy and it will optimize your scene. So if I have to show it to you, just I'm going over here and I'm going to duplicate my light like this. Like if I'm going to hold Alt and drag, again Alt and drag, again Alt and drag, and let me duplicate it and I'll come back once this is done. So if we can see, I am having 256 lights and every light is overlapping each other. If you can see, I'm having this amount of light, right? And also if you can see, I'm having a cross, that means that light is not movable. So what I'll do, I'll select every light and I'll go and I'll do movable, which is dynamic light. Every light is a dynamic light. So once this is done, I'll hit G and just I have to show you few things. Like I'll go over here and I'll hit Control Shift and H. If you can see, I'm having almost 50 FPS. But what happens if I have to show you how many FPS you are getting without using MegaLight? So to do that, there are two ways to do that, or three ways to do that in fact. So you can switch off from project setting. You can use post-processing volume, or you can switch it off in individual light as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select each and every light, and in detail panel I'm going to select MegaLights. So once you have switched on your MegaLight from project window or project setting, whatever light you are going to take, MegaLight will be automatically switched on. So if I'm going to select each and every light and I'm going to switch off, just take care about FPS. I'm going to switch it off. Can you see how many FPS I'm getting? It's 764 FPS I'm getting, and it won't be possible for me to navigate my scene as well. But once I'm going to switch on my MegaLight, if you can see, I'm having almost 50 FPS, and it's pretty simple to navigate my viewport. And if you're doing a scene where you are having a multiple light setup, I'll definitely recommend to use MegaLights. Right? So now let's jump to my scene and let's check how I have used MegaLights in that particular scene. Okay, so this was my scene where you have seen my television and some media is playing on my television. So I downloaded this model from Sketchfab, and what I did, I separated my screen in Maya and just imported it back. Suppose that I want a media or a video to be played in this particular screen. So what I have to do, I just have to import that video. So let me do that. So I'll go over here and I'll create a media texture folder where I will be using all the textures and all. So I'll go over here and I'll drag and drop my media. If you can see, I'm having a media in my content drawer. If I'm going to double click, nothing will happen, right? So to use my media, what I will do, I will just go to right click and I will go to media and I will create a media player, and I will switch on media output media texture asset, yes, and I'll hit OK, and I'll name it media texture YT, and I'll hit. As soon as I'm going to click, automatically you can see I'm having a media texture, but I will go and I will click on media texture YT, and I'm having two media because I imported twice. So I'll select one of them, and
something interesting is happening in India right now.
And
for the
you
first
can see
time,
I'm having my audio and video as well.
Animated projects.
Okay, so this is something I'm having, and again I'm having my texture. So to apply that particular texture, what I will do, I will select my mesh and I will just drag and drop. Once I'm going to do that, automatically you can see I'm having one material, but my video is not coming the way it should be. It's rotated and it's too much scaled. So if I'm going to double click on this particular material, you can easily see I'm having one texture which is in base color, and also I'm having opacity mask. So what I will do, I will just use same texture in emissive color so that I'm having a few emissive effect. And if I'm going to do this, so I'm having a little bit of glowy element as well, but I need to fix my UVs as well. So I'm going to skip my UVs corrections because already made several videos on materials. If you want to know more detail about materials and all, check this video. You'll come to know multiple things. So I'll come back once this is done. Okay, as you can see over here, I am having this material where I'm having texture coordinate, and I am using U tiling separately, V tiling separately. Also, I'm having transform in X-axis, transform in Y-axis. Also, I'm having control of rotation. And once I'm going to apply this material over here, you can easily see I'm having nothing because I have to use my sequencer to enable this thing. So to do that, what I will do, so I'll go over here and I will add a level sequencer, and I'll name it mega underscore YT, and I'll save it, right? And first thing first, what I have to do, just I'll add media track, and in media track I'm going to hit plus, and media source will be you can use both of them because both are same. So I'm going to use this, but if you can see over here, I'm not able to play this thing, right? Because what I have to do, just I have to go over here and in right click and in properties, and I need to use media texture. So I'll go over here and I'll use media texture, this one, because I have added this one is another one. So what I will do, I'll just use this media texture, and if I'm going to play this thing, can you see my media is again started playing. So this is the way how you have to do it. Again, I am going to add my cine camera actor so I can animate that thing. So I'll add my cine camera actor, if you can see, and I can animate it. Okay, so as soon as you can see over here, my video is playing, but I'm not getting the good amount of reflection on my ground over here, right? So to fix it, what I can do, I can go over here in lights and I'll take a rect light like this, hit G on keyboard, and what I will do, I will place this thing. Let me go over here. Okay, so what I will do, I will just go over here and I will try to match scale of my light as per my television. So might be I'll go over here, I'll increase a bit, might be 85, and I'll fix it like this. And I think height is little off, so what I will do, might be 70. It's working fine to me. Not 70, like 68, as close as I can match. And also I will reduce the barn door kind of stuff like this. And if you can see, I am having a reflection of that particular light. So what I will do, I will just put something like this, and if I'm going to increase this like 500, if you can see, I'm having reflection, but it's flat white light. I don't want that. I want reflection to be my texture. So what I will do, I will just go over here and I will select source texture, and also I will go over here and I'll select this media texture video and I will apply this thing. So as soon as I'm going to apply this thing, let me undo it, let me reverse it. So if you can see, my area is, or my ambient light is just white, but once I'm going to apply my texture, it's all working perfectly fine to me. Can you see that? If needed, I can increase my intensity like 5000, something like that, and you can see it's working pretty fine. But for now, might be I can use 300 and it's all working perfectly fine. And if I'm going over here and if I'm going to play it, my media is playing the way it should be. Can you see that? So this is the way how I did that. And if I want to animate my camera, of course I can do it. So let me animate my camera and I'll come back once this is done. So if you can see, I'm having my camera animated and this is my camera view. And if you can see what I'm having, my camera is animating, my texture is behaving like this. And if you can see, can you see over here how light is behaving to my camera? Can you see? And it's all working perfectly fine, right? So I think that's it for today's video. And if you think that this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. With this said, this is VFX Vibe signing off. Have a good day.